Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, January 28th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am responsible for my emotional vibration. This eclipse energy is coming in so intensely, and my feeling is the next 2.5 days with the moon shifting into Cancer is going to be very important for us to emote, for us to feel. It's one thing to be in touch with your inner child, that's great, and to be able to play. But the other thing is, if you think back to being a child, there are lots of emotions that come up. There's lots of, there's fears, there is experiences, there's all kinds of things that can come up that make us feel emotive as children. And the thing is, as kids, a lot of times, to some point, we're not afraid to express them. A lot of times if we do hit that point where the fear of expressing comes, it is due to outside influence. And so this is about, I feel like, this moon in Cancer being that inner infant, going to that place where you need to express what your needs are to yourself, to your inner parent, cry it out, laugh it out, wail it out, whatever that is with this moon in Cancer. The inner child, in order to be fully integrated and fully in the inner child power, needs to have the full emotional expression. And so the moon in Cancer this time is very important for that. Today is an 8-day. 8 energy is about that responsibility. How are you responding to what's coming up within you? And here's this moon energy, which gives you permission to emote. Now, when I say that, it's not about taking it out on somebody else. It's never about somebody else. This is always about your own personal expression. So there may be a little time today where you do take a little time in and of yourself to emote whatever is coming up. Now, the day shifts from 8-day into 9-day. So we go from responsibility into passion aggression. And that is one of the cards I do happen to have, is I do have the fighting card. So you may feel some of that angst come up. And we do have a little bit later in the day this opposition between the moon and Saturn. So it may be that moon, this desire to emote, versus Saturn in Capricorn, the desire to still hold your good name in society. This is at 4 degrees. So there's this shake-up energy that's going on in and through that. So you're going to have to honor that. You're going to have to figure out what your personal balance is, but just realize everybody's going through this to some level or another, and there is understanding in the world and in the universe for what it is you need to experience. These cards are just so supportive, I feel like, for this. Like I said, this eclipse is coming in very hot, but it's so important that we utilize these energies before the eclipse to help support us, because this eclipse wants us to drop into our heart, but a lot of times those unexpressed emotions are some of the walls that we have actually built around the heart. So besides that, today I talked about all of the interactions with Mercury and Uranus going on. We have one more little one before the moon shifts into Cancer, but as of me recording this, we're actually very close to that. The moon did connect with Uranus, and I did talk about like all of the energetic, mental energy that was going on over the last couple days. It's gonna dull down just for a little bit, just a little bit of a quieting with this moon in Cancer, and then with the eclipse and Mercury shifting into Aquarius, it's going to kick into high gear. So again, take this opportunity of the little bit of the quieting down of these electrical energies to drop into yourself, because that feeling of dropping in will help you so much during that eclipse corridor, like that know-how. Oh wait, I've been there. I've been from that place of bzz into whoo. It's kind of the feeling. But speaking of Mercury is connecting to Chiron. And so again, I think this is going to support us in these works that we have going on, in recognizing, okay, this is the emotions that the inner child has. This is how I feel in society, that I need to show up. And yet, this is what's real. And this is what I really need to process to be able to flow and move through all of these energies. We got a little bit more work to do. We are in this transformation, but here it comes, this new path, this new beginning, and it's going to be through our willingness to go here, the willingness to bring forth our demons, the willingness to bring forth those emotions that are sometimes uncomfortable, to experience them, and to provide understanding for ourselves. That's one of the best things you can do for your inner child, is be that understanding thing, because there you see the bars being removed, the walls around the heart being released through your emotes. Emergence. I love this card, and I actually love what the try this thing is in the card. The card itself says, the frequency of emergence invites us to approach a reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment. Innocence, the innocence of, I have this feeling, I'm going to express this feeling that I have. And to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place, the emerging that comes from allowing yourself. Try this is so perfect, especially as we build into this eclipse, which is in the sign of the inner child, Leo. Take a breath, close your eyes for a moment. What was your, when I grow up, I want to be declaration? Did you realize this childhood dream? What other aspects of yourself would you like to give birth to? Are there any new aspects emerging that you have never expressed before? Keep a journal so you're aware of your growth, but check in with that part of yourself. When I grow up, I want to be, you may have even emotions around that. You may have emotions around these parts of yourself that you may have even forgotten over time. It's easy to put that stuff aside for everything society or the world puts on you. But now's the time. Now's the time to shift. Now's the time to change that. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope to be back a little bit later today with tomorrow's scope, but my life has been like, ooh, where am I now? So we'll see about that. Thank you to everybody who booked a reading. I still will leave up the sale through the second eclipse, so if you still are wanting support at the sale price, now is the time to do that. Besides that, I hope you have a beautiful day. There is enough love in the world for you, and the better it gets, the better it gets. Namaste.